So remember, with our flow classes, there's quite a bit of changing from different levels, which I think is quite nice. Because oftentimes in Pilates, you get stuck lying down on the floor, and oftentimes relying on our backs for a lot of the exercises, and then we might move to our sides and onto our stomachs. But with the flow, it's quite nice that we can go from standing down to kneeling, all fours down. So there's a lot more changing of level, but at the same time, it can make it quite challenging for a lot of people because you do need quite a bit of lower abdominal strength and you need quite a bit of hip flexor strength. So remember that I oftentimes emphasize us being able to disassociate at the hip so we can move our legs while keeping our core stability. This is where it comes into play big time. So what we're going to do is, I'm just using the mat today, but again, we will be doing some kneeling work. So if you've got any issues with your knees, make sure that you've got a little bit of a pad to use underneath your knee as well, so that we can change those levels, and then just have it next to your mat so it's ready to use. All right.
Probably could, but I can't figure it out right now.
Any questions before we start? All good. Shall we just launch you in the deep end?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so I'm just going to mute the background noise as per usual, and we'll open up the conversation at the end. So we're going to be starting in a standing position. So we're going to be starting at the front end of our mats. So come all the way towards the front. Let me just change the angle of my mat a little bit here. So come all the way towards the front. Separate your feet slightly so that you're standing hip width apart. Big toes in line, arms nice and easy. Lifting your chin so you're looking forward towards the horizon. And then what I'd like you to do today is to turn the palms of your hands forward. Feel that outward rolling of the shoulder. Nothing hectic, just a soft opening and just giving yourself space to breathe. So it's a wonderful way to open up across the heart. And then just soften your gaze, or if you're comfortable to do so, you can close your eyes completely. And just as we stand, feel how your feet root you to the earth. Notice how your head is floating up towards the clouds. Allow your body to be the connection between the two. And as you bring your awareness to your breath, finding that opening and space for your heart. Just allowing your eyes to melt backwards into your head. Slow your breathing down. Taking this moment to become present on your mat, conscious in your body. And if you would like to set an intention or perhaps a dedication for your movement practice this morning, please feel free to do so. And then in your next breath, just allow your eyes to blink open slowly. And we're going to reach all the way up as we inhale, connecting fingertip to fingertip overhead. Open your arms nice and wide, nod your chin, and just start rolling forward through your spine. But we're only going to come halfway down until your hands are in front of your knees. Keep your knees a little bit bent. Place your hands just above your knees. Start to lengthen your spine. And then round your spine again, feeling that curve, feeling the lift of your belly underneath you. And we're going to inhale to lengthen, extend, and exhale to curl the spine. So this is a standing cat stretch. Let's take two more. Breathing in Breathing out. One more time. Lengthen energy through your spine, all the way from your crown to your tail. Exhale, curl the spine, pause for a moment, rooting into the feet, and then let your arms release. Take another breath, roll back up into standing, pressing into your feet and floating up into roll. Turn the palms of your hands forward. We inhale, reach up. Fingertips connect. Exhale, open arms wide, nod your chin. Let's roll forward again, but this time we're going to come a little bit lower until your hands are just in front of your shins. Take your hands onto your shins this time, and we move into the cat and the cow. Lengthen the spine, and then curl. And keep moving with your breath. Notice as you come lower down that the range of movement becomes a little bit smaller, so don't force it. Just observe where your spine is able to move at the moment. One more time, energy through crown and tail. Exhale, feel that lift of the belly, stay there. Releasing your arms, soften into the back of your neck. Unravel, coming all the way up and tall. Lifting your gaze, and once again, turn the palms of your hands forward. Open up across your heart. Inhale, reach up. Fingertips connect. Open arms wide. Nod your chin. Roll forward, and this time we're going to come all the way down towards the ground. So please feel free to bend your knees, especially since we're still busy warming up. And I want you to put your fingertips firmly to the ground, just in front of you. And again, lengthen the spine, and I'm going to push up onto the tips of my fingers because my hamstrings still need to warm up a little bit. And then round your spine over. And again, lengthen, connecting into your breath, and round. Let's take a few more. Inhale. That's it. And again, you might notice that there's less mobility through your spine, but we're not forcing anything. And curl over, stay for a moment, and then roll back up into standing, rooting into your feet, unfold, turn the palms of your hands forward. We inhale, reaching all the way up. Fingertips connect. Exhale, open your arms. Let's come all the way forward towards the ground. And once again, place your fingertips firmly. If you're super flexible, you can put flat hands. Let's bend both knees. And then straighten your legs as much as you can manage. And again, inhale, bend. Exhale, lifting your hips. Last two, breathing in. Exhale. One more time. Exhale and lift. Now bend your knees a little bit and place your hands flat but a little bit wider than your feet. Shift your body weight onto your right foot. Pick up your left leg, and we're just going to balance here for a moment. So you're standing on two hands and one foot. You're finding balance, abdominal muscles are connected, and then stretch your left leg all the way back and place your toes to the floor behind you. Now this is where you might need the mat for your knee. Lower your knee down towards the ground, release your foot back, and then walk yourself all the way upright. Pause for a moment. The abdominals are connected to support your back, and then we start shifting just a little bit forwards and a little bit backwards to open up into that hip flexor. It's a soft, easy movement. And we're going to do one more time. Bring your body weight a little bit forward and pause. Now find your balance. Reach both arms out. Bring both arms all the way up so you feel a lovely stretch Now, if it's available to you, look up and once again, open up across your heart. It's not about bending backwards, it's about releasing into the front of your body. Take another breath, and then exhale, release forward. Place your right hand to your knee and place your left hand onto the ground. Now, long spine, look over the right shoulder, look up towards the sky, and would you like to reach the right arm all the way up? We stay here for 3 breaths in and out. Feel that equal and opposite pull of the right fingertips, the left hand from the center of your chest. Take another breath and then release, placing both hands beside your foot and come up onto the fingertips. Start to move your hips back and forward. So again, we're starting quite easy. And then you have the opportunity to explore the range. You can move deeper if you wish. Let's take one more time. Lovely hamstring release. Come to the front, hold it. Tuck your back toes under. And now on your breath, lift the back leg. And if you can straighten it. And then release your knee down. And again, lift the back leg. There's energy through the heel and energy through your crown. So you're creating that long line of energy. Last 2. Last 1. Walking your hands a little bit forward, you're going to kick off and step your feet in line with each other and then just hang forward for a moment. Take one hand onto the opposite elbow, other hand onto the opposite elbow, and just hang like a rag doll. Maybe do a little sway from side to side. Come back to the center, and then once again, place your hands flat to the ground. Bend your knees. This time, stand on your left leg. Pick up your right foot, and we hold it here. Standing on one foot, 2 hands, the abdominal muscles are connected. Start reaching that right leg all the way back and place your toes to the ground. Lower your knee, give yourself padding if you need. Release your foot, walk your hands up. Pause for a moment as you focus your gaze because your eye line will help you balance along with your abdominals. And then we do a gentle shifting forwards and backwards. No forcing. Explore the movement. Double check for yourself that you have the front heel grounded. Come forward and pause. Both arms reach forward. If this is too much, you just put your hands down on your knee again. Lifting arms up. Easy neck and shoulders. And if it's available, look up. Open up across your heart space and you breathe. Easy, gentle back bend. Bring your hands forward. Place left hand to knee. Right hand reaches for the floor. Long spine as you come into a spiral. Reaching your left arm all the way up. 3 breaths in and out. Allowing your hands to be an extension of your heart space. And on your next breath, release, come down, come onto the tips of your fingers with either hand, and then start to move your hips backwards and forwards. And if you find this quite easy, because I know a lot of us are quite flexible, is that it's going to give you a little bit more of a challenge the more you can lengthen your spine. So the more that you round your spine, the easier it is. The more that you lengthen your spine, the more challenging. Come forward and hold it. Tuck your back toes under. And on your next breath, see if you can lift your knee up. You don't have to straighten, but if you can, go for it. And lower the knee down. And again, you shouldn't be feeling a lot of strain around the hands and the fingers. So we want to really make sure that the abdominals are connecting. And this bum cheek, the left bum, has to work. Press up and hold it. Walk your fingertips more forward. Bend the back knee and kick off. Step your feet in line, and once again, just drape forward. Now you can straighten your knees a little bit more if you wish. Take one hand to the opposite elbow, other hand to the opposite elbow. Just frame your head gently. Sway side to side if that feels right. Come back to the center. Release. Bend your knees and start rolling up through your spine, rooting into your feet. Allow your eye line to lift. Turn the palms of your hands forward, and we pause just for a moment to close eyes or soften your gaze. And just noticing the shift that is taking place. Notice the connections into your physical body, the releases. Listen to your heartbeat and feel your breath. Let your eyes melt backwards into your head. Blinking eyes open. And once again, we inhale, reach all the way up, fingertips connect. Exhale, open your arms, nod your chin, and let's roll all the way forward through the spine. Come down until your fingertips touch the floor, and then lengthen your spine, rising onto the tips of your fingers, and then fold over, place your hands flat, balance on your right leg, and reach that left leg all the way back. Now, this time, we're keeping the back knee lifted. If you need to, put it on the floor. Walk your hands up onto that front knee. Make sure that you can really feel the connection to your abs. If it's hurting your lower back, it's very simple. You just bend the back knee a little bit. Find your balance and see if you can reach your arms out in front. Perhaps you can take the arms up overhead. And perhaps you can look up and lift upwards through your heart. Allow yourself to go beyond your own fingertips. Release, bringing gaze forward, placing your right hand to your knee and your left hand comes down. Long spine as you turn to look over the right shoulder, reaching the right hand all the way up. Now make sure that you can see your right fingertips in your periphery. Don't let your arm disappear behind you. It is an extension of your heart. Release, placing fingertips to the ground on either side, and let's start to straighten and bend the front leg. So I'm sure you're starting to recognize we're doing the same sequence as before, except we have the back knee lifted now. At any point, you can put your knee down. And let's just take one more time. Press and release. Bringing fingertips forward. Push off the back foot. Stepping feet together and fold over. Coming into a ragdoll. Holding onto opposite elbows. And it's just wonderful adding that little bit of weight of your arms into this inversion. So this is pretty much like doing a headstand or a handstand, except no pressure on the neck. We get the same benefits. And then soften your knees, placing your hands down. This time, step your right leg all the way way back. Big step. Find your balance first, and then walk your hands up onto that top knee. Figure for yourself if you need to bend the back knee or not. Once you have your balance, your arms reach. Your arms go up. And then maybe you can look up. Gentle, gentle back bend. Stay with your breath, rooting into your feet. Let your hands come forward. Left hand to knee, right hand to the ground. And start to come into a little twist. Left hand reaches. Finding that long, straight line from fingertip to fingertip and from your heel to your crown. Release, coming onto fingertips, and we start to straighten and bend. Getting that release into the hamstrings one more time. And release, bring your fingertips forward, kick off the back foot, stepping feet in line, hanging like a rag doll, holding opposite elbows. You can bend the knees or perhaps straighten them. Releasing your grip, bend your knees, unravel, coming all the way up into standing. Turn the palms of your hands forward. Find that beautiful energy and lift up through the crown of your head. And once again, close your eyes or perhaps soften your gaze. Feeling your heartbeat. Tuning into your physical body, tuning into your energy. Wiggle your toes, rooting into your feet. Allow your eyes to open and we move with our breath. Inhale, reach all the way up. Fingertips connect. Exhale, open your arms, clear some space, nod your chin, and we roll all the way forward. Fingertips or hands connect to the floor. Lengthen your spine, and then fold over and place both hands flat. Stepping your left leg all the way back. Root into your hands, and now step the right leg back to join. And hopefully you've come into a long, straight line of the body like a plank. Let your knees come to the floor. Release your toes out. Round your spine as you start moving back, but don't let your hands move. Just stay here. Notice where you are feeling the opening, the stretch and release. And let's do some gentle, gentle pulses. Coming all the way forward. Stop with your hands in line with your shoulders. Lengthen your spine. Tuck your toes under and return to a plank position. Lift your hips up and back. And then stay here for a moment. You're welcome to bend the knees. You're welcome to pedal out the feet. Move your hands if you need to, if you feel like you're slipping. And then lift your gaze to look forward and start walking your feet all the way up to the front of your mat. When you need to come onto your fingertips, you come onto fingertips. And then you once again fold over. Rooting into your hands, stepping the right leg all the way back. Pressing into hands, step the left leg all the way back. And you hold your plank. Stay here. Let your knees come down. Release your feet back. Round your spine as you sit back. And gentle pulses. One more. Come forward until your shoulders are above your wrists. Lengthen your spine into a flat back. Tuck your toes. Now Now lift your knees up, and you should be back in a plank position because we didn't move the hands or the feet. Lift your hips up and back. Make any adjustments that you need. Pause for a moment. Lift your eye line and start walking all the way forward. Fingertips when you need to. Fold over. Take a little breath. And then unravel. Coming all the way up into standing. Pause for a moment. Turning the palms of your hands forward. Once again, softening your gaze or closing your eyes. And just allowing yourself to integrate your movement, your breath. Notice that ripple effect into your physical body and into your energy. Blinking your eyes open, you can stay as you are. Taking your hands to turn towards your body, sweeping your right arm up. Right arm comes over so that you feel that stretch and release down that right side body. Gentle pulses with your hip reaching, arm reaching. Don't force. Opening up through that lateral line, the side body, and pause. We swing the arm out, and again, out. One more time, and this time your arm swings you up and releases down. Left arm reaches up and over into that long side bend. So think of creating space, and then 5 gentle pulses. One more. Hold. Lift your arm and let it swing. And again. One more. Let it bring you all the way up and release. I'm just turning back to where you're standing. We inhale, reach all the way up. Fingertips connect. Exhale, open arms, nod your chin, and just let your body fold all the way forward. Placing fingertips or hands, lengthen your spine. Reach through your crown, fold over, placing both hands flat, stepping your left leg all the way back, and you hold. Walking your hands up onto your top knee, focus your eye line. If it's available to you, you reach your hands forward. If it's available to you, you reach your arms up. Bringing your right hand down, lean over towards the right, and 5 little pulses. One more. Bringing both arms all the way up, reaching all the way forward, placing fingertips to the ground, press back, and we hold. So this is a forward-facing triangle, lengthening your spine. If you're really flexible, you can put your hands flat to the ground. Stay with your breath. And then bend your front knee, placing both hands flat, and step your right leg back. Holding plank. Lower your knees. Release your feet. Round your spine as you sit back. We're not going to stay here this time. We're going to come forward, but now this time we're not going to stop. Keep going. Squeeze your bum cheeks. Lift your heart. Lift your eye line. You are pushing out your hands, so your bum and abs are really working here. Now, curl your tail so your abs are connected. Tuck your toes and lift up, coming into your downward facing dog. Make any adjustments that you need. Reach both heels towards the ground. And now this time, pick up your right leg and see if you can step that foot through between your hands. Help yourself as much as you need. You want to get that front foot flat. Walk your hands up and focus your gaze. So now we're on the other side. You can stay here, or you can reach the arms forward. Perhaps you can reach the arms up. Bringing your left hand down. Let's do a little bit of a side bend and gentle pulses. One more. Release up. Bring your hands forward, placing both fingertips onto the ground. Press back to straighten your front leg as much as your flexibility allows. Long spine. Keep breathing. And on your next breath, bend your knee. Place your hands flat. Step that left leg all the way back and hold plank. Let your knees come down. Release your feet. Round your spine as you sit back. Round your spine as you come forward. Keep going. Push your hips through. Lift your chest. Lift your eye line. There's no strain in your back. Curl your tail. Tuck toes. Lift your hips and coming into that downward facing dog. Taking one more breath. And now pick up your right leg. We're not going to step through. I want you to bring your right shin onto the floor. So you're resting on the floor. And then pivot your foot across your mat so that as you slide back, you come into the pigeon pose, which is that lovely release for the right deep hip. Try to keep your shoulders and your pelvis square. And then let's come into sleeping pigeon, where you rest your forearms down and rest your head down. Now, if you're really flexible here, the more that you get your shin horizontal to your mat is more intense. Okay, so you can adjust this so that it works for you. So settle into this position. It can be a very, very intense stretch for the hips. Notice if you're having a little conversation with yourself. And then just see if you can connect into your breath. Be conscious of each inhale and each exhale. And does that help you let go of your mind chatter? And on your next breath, just walk yourself up onto your hands. Now move your hips. Use your hands to help you roll onto your right hip and just bring that left leg out straight. So you're now sitting. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see. You're going to have your left leg out straight. You're going to have your right leg bent. Both your bum cheeks are on the floor. And all you're going to do is place your hands behind you so you're sitting up nice and tall. And then close your eyes. And it seems like a really, really simple position to hold. But this is one of the easiest positions we can use to help us align our pelvis and spine. Because you might notice that you are sitting more on one bum cheek than the other. See if you can level your pelvis to the ground. Can you soften into the hips and use your arms to create that length and support for your spine? Stay here for just another few moments. Make sure that you're breathing. And then blink your eyes open. Use your hands to help yourself as you now stretch that right leg all the way out. And once again, you can either put your hands behind your back. If this feels like the support that you need and you've got a lovely stretch in your inner thighs, then you stay there. Otherwise, you can bring your hands around to the front. You just want to make sure you don't do this, yeah? You want to find that energy up through your spine. And if you're super flexible, I know that some of you are, you can walk your hands forward and maybe even come down onto your elbows or rest your head to the ground. Find that length of your spine, and once again, just stay here for a moment and breathe. No forcing. Start to walk your hands all the way back up. And now help yourself as you bend that left leg in front. Sweep your right leg around to the back. And we're going to come into the pigeon on the other side. So now you should be getting a stretch into the left deep hip, that piriformis. So once you get your knees and ankles in a comfortable place, come down onto your forearms. Rest your head down, settle into your shape, and then just start breathing. Start consciously breathing. Observe when you're able to let go. Where do you feel that softening and release? Can you let go of your thoughts and of your conversation? And on your next breath, walking yourself up onto your hands. Use your hands to support yourself as you shift onto your left hip, bringing that right leg out towards the side. And once again, you've got one knee bent, one leg straight, placing your hands just behind you so that you are supported. And then allow your eyes to close. And actually feel the connection of your sit bones to your mat. Finding that softening and release around your hips. Finding balance through your pelvis and your spine. Blink your eyes open. And once again, we're going to unfold the left leg. So you extend both legs out towards the side. So I'll sit facing towards you so you can see. We did this yesterday as well. You're going to interlace your fingers just behind your head, rooting into your heels, rooting into your sit bones. You're going to lean to your right. So I'm doing a mirror image for you. So you're going to feel that opening along the left side body, and then draw back up to center, leaning over towards the left. So you want to make sure that your pelvis doesn't come up and that your legs don't shift. So it could be a very small movement for you, which is absolutely fine. Taking one more time, just like this, and then we're going to do a little bit of an add-on. We lean over towards the right, and then allow your elbows to close as you draw through the center, and then over to the other side, where you open up the shoulders again. Roll forward, and over to the other side. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. This can be quite small. especially if you're feeling that you have some stuck areas. So we never want to force. Let's use our breathing to help us create this movement. Last one. Over towards the left, pause, come straight back up the center, release hands reaching up, and then open your arms wide, hands behind your knees as you draw your legs together. Tuck yourself into a ball shape. So again, you should be facing sideways like this on your mat. Keep your hands behind your knees and let's do rolling like a ball. We inhale back. And we exhale up. Inhale. Feeling that massage of your spine. Last one. And hold it. Placing your feet down, separate your knees and feet slightly and bring your arms out in front of you. So your hands are touching and you're spreading your fingers out quite strongly. So there's a lot of energy through your hands. Take a breath in to grow tall. Exhale to curl your tailbone under. Press your hands together. Abdominal muscles connecting. And then reaching your hands all the way up. You can stay exactly like this. We inhale, open arms wide. Allow your hands to hover. Exhale, bring your hands up and give yourself a hug. So you wrap your arms all the way around you. And again, we inhale, reach up. Open. Exhale, give yourself a hug and see if you can put the other arm on top. Inhale, reach, open wide. Give yourself a little hug. One more time, lift, open wide, up. Give yourself a little bit of a hug, and then open your arms. And this time, place your arms all the way down. Just walk your feet a little wider and a little closer. Roll both knees over to one side. It doesn't matter which side. And then roll back and up through. So we're going into a little bit of a rotation of the lower back. So we've done quite a bit of rotation through our upper spine today. We haven't done a heck of a lot through the lower spine. So we're just using this as a softening and a release. One more time. Bring both knees all the way up. And now walk your feet into a parallel position right here. So now we're going to roll up into a bridge position. Tilt your pelvis back. Rolling up, feeling that lovely squeeze from the base of your pelvis, keeping the arms nice and wide. So we still have that sensation of opening across the heart. And then place yourself down, feeling the back of your lungs, the back of your heart, feeling your kidneys and release. And again, rolling up into your bridge. Pause for a moment, squeezing into gluteals, relaxing the neck, and then allow your spine to articulate all the way back down. Let's take two more. Tilting pelvis back. Pause at the top for a moment. Ripple down. Last one. Squeezing gluteals, wait for a moment, and then roll down and release. Bringing both hands all the way up. Interlace your fingers Placing your hands just behind your head for a little bit of support. Find some length, nod your chin. Exhale, curl forward into your chest lift. Tilt your pelvis back so you get a feeling of the lower abs supporting. Bring the right knee to tabletop. Bring the left knee to tabletop. Legs together. And then lower head and shoulders all the way down. Nod your chin. Come up into a chest lift. You can do a little bit of a tilt if it helps you protect your lower back. And we extend both legs up towards the sky. Stay there. And then lower head and shoulders all the way back. Nod your chin. Bend your knees at any point if you need. Curl upper body forward. Stay there. Flex your ankles. Bring your left leg down towards the floor and hover. We stay here for 5, 4, energy through the heel, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that left leg up, point toes, lower head and shoulders all the way down. Nod your chin. Exhale, curl forward. Flex the ankles. Lowering the right leg, hover it just above the ground. Energy through the heels of the feet. Deepening the connection into your center. Bringing both legs up. Point your toes. Lower head and shoulders. This is the last one. Exhale, curl forward. Flex. Remember, lower abs are connecting. Bringing the left leg down. And we switch. And we switch. 4 more. Last one. Both legs up. Point toes. Bend knees. Hug your knees in. And releasing all the way down. Just turn your head to one side. Turning your head over to the other side. And bringing your head back to the center. Hands come behind the knees as we come into a slow roll up. Move your thighs away from you. Curl head and shoulders forward. Using your breath as you pour your body weight towards your feet. Allow your head to come forward. Roll up into a sitting position. And then reverse it. Draw the tail under. Lighten the load on your feet and then pour your weight towards the ribs. Lie back and draw your knees towards your chest. Let's come up again. Move your thighs. Forehead to knee. Unravel. Curl back. One more time. Coming forward. Unravel, lifting up tall, and then moving all the way back. Pick up your right foot, step it over. Right hand supports you at the back. Left hand reaches up. Start moving into a twist. So now this is going to be a full twist of the spine. So gentle twist in the lower back. Let it travel up through the rib cage and then use your neck to turn and look over your right shoulder. Let your breath stretch you from the inside out. Deepening your twist, softly releasing without forcing. And then release, moving both hands over to the left side of your body. And let's do just a little bit of a rocking action. And now sit a little bit on the left hip Move your left hand so it's in line with the hip, and see if you can reach around to grab onto your baby toe. If you need to use a little strap or a scarf, now you're already on that left hip. So all you need to do now is push onto your hand and onto your foot and come up for your baby grasshopper. Obliques are connecting, release, and unwind. Taking your left foot, step it over. Left hand supports you. Right hand reaches, coming into a rotation towards the left. Just using your arms as a little bit of support, not force. And again, we now have a full twist through the spine. Connect your breath. Release, bringing both hands over to the right side. Do your little bit of a rocking action. I'm just turning so you guys can see it, that little rocking action. And then stay in that rolled over position. So your body weight is already transferring. You're going to move your right hand just in line with your hip. Reach your left hand around. You want to hold onto your foot securely. And then start to stand on your right foot. Balance with your right hand and see if you can lift all the way up. Releasing your hip down, coming all the way up. Unfold that left leg and give both legs just a little bit of a shake. Bend your knees again. Separate your feet slightly. Arms out. Remember, hands are touching, fingers are spread. There's a lot of energy through your arms. So you want to squeeze your triceps here. Exhale, curl back. Placing yourself to the ground. And then bend your elbows and just place one hand on either side of your ribs. Do whatever feels best with your legs. I really like to go into this reclined butterfly position where the soles of my feet are touching. But if you want to have your knees bent here, or you could even stretch your legs out long, that's absolutely fine as well. Find a little bit of length along the back of your neck. And then just allow your eyes to close or soften your gaze. Give yourself a moment to remove your external surroundings from your senses. Draw your awareness inwards for the next few moments. Become aware of each inhale and each exhale. Allowing your belly to soften. Allowing your lower back to release. Finding the weight of your head. Become aware of your lungs expanding underneath your hands as you breathe in. Become aware of your lungs emptying as you breathe out. Feel how your hands close. And then bring that same awareness of your lungs to the back of your ribs. Almost feel your lungs inflating and pressing in towards the ground underneath you. Feel how they lift your body gently, and then as you breathe out, there's a sensation of melting backwards into the floor. And now bring your awareness to your heart, which is cradled between your lungs. And can you visualize when you inhale that you're giving your heart a little bit of a squeeze, a little bit of a hug? And then as you exhale and your lungs empty, there's a little bit of space that you've created for yourself around your heart. And then slowly allow your eyes to open fully, blink gently, sliding your hands down towards the outside of your legs, and just help yourself as you bring your legs up together. Maybe do a little bit of a tilting of your pelvis, waking up around your sacrum, your pelvis, your lower back. Hug one knee in towards your chest, bring your other knee in to join it, and now maybe do a little bit of a rocking from side to side across your pelvis and your sacrum. Center yourself, slip your hands behind your knees, tuck yourself into a tight little ball shape, and we're just going to use our feet to create a bit of momentum. It might just take you a few times to rock and come all the way up into a balancing position, placing your feet all the way down, and then just sitting cross-legged or in any position that feels comfortable for you. Take a moment to find a little bit of length through your spine. Bring your hands beside you with the palms of your hands facing upwards. We inhale, scoop all that air, that energy all the way around yourself, connecting fingertips at the top. Open your arms, and we're going to do flamenco hands all the way out, around, and letting your arms settle. Lovely. Thanks, guys. Let me just come and have a little bit of a chat with everyone.